This is Net with the Other Side Nursery. Today let's talk about liverworts. So liverworts are spore-producing plants that kind of creep along right on top of the soil line, I should say. You can kind of see it over here. You can see the little cups on them. That's where they produce spores. So yes, they do spread through sporing, but they are not ferns. They are very primitive, so several thousand years old, the genus, and also they can be found on every continent, including Antarctica, mainly where it is moist, because they need to grow on moist surfaces. They're non-vascular, so they can't really transport all the water into their leaves. I think they're called leaves. Oops, there we go. Yeah, they can't really transport water throughout their leaves, so they have to creep around moist soil. You can find them in pots. You can find them in the garden. You can pretty much find them anywhere. We're in the Pacific Northwest. I see them here. When I was in Southern California, I saw them there. When I visited Thailand, I saw them there. So they're just all over the place. So this over here, this little finger frilly thing, that's the female part, and the male part would be this lower part over here. I don't really know how it fertilizes or anything like that. I just know that this part is female, this part is male, and then they eventually produce little spores that comes out of that cup. As for their effect on plants, they don't really affect plants in any terrible negative way, other than the fact that they can start smothering out the pot, and if you're trying to let your pot dry out faster, that might be an issue. But they can also overcrowd the plants, causing the plants to not grow as well. But it's very minimal. It's not like this peperomia is gonna die because there's liverworts growing inside. You can easily remove it just by plucking the liverworts out, and yeah, they just come out like little chunks, and there's a good chance that it'll regrow itself just because the spores are kind of all over the place. Yeah, so in short, friend or foe, you can decide. I prefer having them just because I do like seeing them. I like how they look. They look pretty exotic and kind of cute. Yeah, in their own little way. I like seeing them just spreading out through pots. So yeah. Quick note. There isn't really any kind of way to get rid of them chemically, just because no one really targets them, and yeah, like, don't put don't put herbicide or anything on this, because you'll just create a worse situation for your plants. So just pluck it out if you see it, if you want to pluck it out. That is all.